on. I love these, and you're going to have to turn your computer speaker, if you're on the speaker line, turn the computer sound off. Okay. Thank you, everybody, for joining us here on a Saturday morning. I've got a great lineup, and it's going to be a lot of fun. And we're going to get into the basics. I love talking basics because it's the key to the business. It really is. What we're doing in, day out, doing it habitually so that we get the results that we want to get. And we're going to cover three things, but we're going to get in depth. We're going to, number one, talk about using the products, and I've got the famous Jim Rhodes here, who's going to really help us go over the 5 pillars. We're going to talk about talking to people, some ideas here around how you can constantly get to new people and talk to new people, and we're going to really get into the comp plan, the front-end bonuses, and how the comp plan works. And then we're going to talk about number 3, using the tools and how to really leverage those tools to speed everything up. And so starting right away here, the first real key for everybody is just getting really caught up with our vision of what we're doing here. You know, I've been able to be with the company now for 10 years. I think really building it in a heavy way the last 6. But I've seen it from the very, very beginning when it was just a thought, it was just an idea. And I've been basically a fly on the wall here, seeing this company grow over the 10 years, and it's been quite amazing. And the reason is that Jim and Kathy Coover and John Anderson have really stuck to their vision from very, very beginning to impact world health, free people from both physical and financial pain, and in the process create the largest health and wellness company in the world. And then by personally connecting your vision to ours, we can create miracles. And that's what Jim Coover always says. It's like a partnership. This is a partnership. All of us together that are connected here on this webinar and then in the events that we're at, all of us are connected together with this common vision of making a difference. And some people get this and some people don't. I do believe that you need a heart in this company. You've got to have business intent, that's true, but you really need a heart to be part of this company called Isagenix. You need to reach out to other people. You need to make a difference in other people's lives. And if we do that, if we reach out and we connect with people and we touch people's lives and we give them information, people are smart enough really to make really good choices and start to move forwards in their lives. We can be a catalyst for that change. So that's key, our vision statement here, how that affects all of us. Now, when you start to get on the foundation here, we really need to get clarity on our why. And this is an ongoing process. My why 10 years ago is different than it was 6 years ago. My why 6 years ago is different than what it is today. And so the why is evolving, but you've got to have a burning why. What is the reason why you want to do this business? What's the burning passion, the reason? And everybody's unique here. So there's no perfect why. It's only your perfect why, okay? Now I've got a gal here on the line that I really love because of her attitude, because of her belief, because of her commitment, because of just the way she works with the team and how she reaches out to everybody, and that's Charlene Henley out of Atlanta, Georgia. And Charlene, if you would, maybe you could share what's your why and how important it is.
Thank you, Jay. And I want to say to you, I really appreciate you always giving me the opportunity to be able to share my story with everyone. And really, actually, when it comes to my why, it's really a twofold why. Because number one, I've been with the company now for about 10 months. And when I started this company, I really needed this company because I needed to improve my health. That was the most important thing at the time. My father had died in the month of January, and so anyway, and when I went to the doctor said that, you know, if I didn't turn around my health, he said, you know, I'm going down the same path, you know, as my father, high blood pressure, diabetes, all of achieve what they want in life. And I believe that saying that if you can help other people to achieve what they want out of life, then ultimately you're going to reach your goal as well. So I believe that I'm a part of the right company. I believe we've got the right products, the right founder, the right scientific team, and I just believe that it's the right opportunity for me, and I just believe that we've got everything that we need, all of the tools, the support. We've got everything that we need, Jay, to be successful. So that's my story.
Beautiful, Charlene. And you know what I love about Charlene, she hosted the Atlanta event and just takes that responsibility on her shoulders for everybody else. There was 350 people at that event, and it was seamless, and it was just unbelievable. So Charlene, thank you for your leadership and for your teamwork. I've got a gentleman now that we're going to hear about the products. The first basic key, as simple as it is for everybody, is just using the product system. This is a very simple concept, but you have to make it habitual. I tell people it's like brushing your teeth. You don't really have to think about it anymore. You just brush your teeth. Well, that's how the product system needs to be. It needs to be just totally like brushing your teeth. You don't think about it anymore. It's just part of who you are. It's a lifestyle that you embrace, and it's a day in, day out process. And so I've got a gentleman that has spoken at Harvard Medical School regarding health and nutrition. He was a CEO of his own health and nutrition company before his wife got involved with this company, and she got such unbelievable results that he had to pay attention, and he resigned from being a CEO with a health and nutrition company to being a rep here with Isagenix, and that's Mr. Jim Rhodes out of Utah. And Jim, great to have you on, buddy.
Thank you so much, Jay. Boy, I agree with the young lady who just shared her story. These products are so dynamic, and as we start looking at what we have here, appreciate being invited to share my personal overview. And personally, I think there is a minimum of a 10-year leap that we have on anybody in any competition because of John's genius and the people that he's connected with. This product we're looking at right now, which is the Nutritional Cleanse, could have launched Isagenix and made it a multi-billion-dollar company. It is that unique, that good, and it makes all the difference in the world when you clean the environment you live in. Now, the body is miraculous. It cleanses itself. You have this big detoxing organ called your liver, major excretion organ called your kidneys, and your blood is being filtered all the time. Your lymphatic system is pulling out the garbage from the individual cells and trying to get rid of that through the spleen and the kidneys. But it's being overwhelmed by the environments we live in. People ask me, who really needs to cleanse? It's a simple answer. Anyone who eats foods, breathes air, and drinks water. Why? Because of the multiple impurities that are in our water system, such as chlorine and heavy metals, such as the multiple impurities in our air, such as the carbon monoxide when we live near a city, and ironically, our own environment of our home, such as fire retardant in the carpet you're walking on, or the seat you're sitting on, or the car you drive in, or the airplane you fly in. And the foods, of course, they've been added elements that don't need to be in our bodies, such as pesticides and herbicides and all the artificial sweeteners and coloring and things that don't belong in our body. They get trapped in there, and we have created a real dilemma. And the dilemma is this. Doctors are discovering that behind almost every major degenerative condition is something called toxicity. That's because our bodies are overwhelmed and cannot get rid of the garbage fast enough and completely. So John's genius of being able to cleanse the body 3 ways. 1, water-soluble toxins. 2, fat-soluble toxins. 3, things that get trapped within the cells themselves in the chelation. We have all 3 elements in our Cleanse for Life juice. And by the way, it's delicious. It works. And when you can clean the environment you live in and at the same time nourish it with a full body cleanse, do magic for the body, especially the digestive system. If anyone has a digestive issue or challenge, They need to be on 1 to 2 ounces of cleansed juice the rest of their life. The nutrition is that good. People ask me often, well, how long do I have to do Isagenix? And I said, well, how long do you want to live, and how long do you plan on eating? Isagenix is a food. It's not a medicine. It doesn't turn something on or off. It feeds the body, and it feeds the body the missing nutrients as well as all the important nutrients as the building blocks for the full body. Which brings us to pillar number 2. After we've cleansed the body of all the impurities, we need to really nourish the body with the protein shake. The IsaLean Shake, in my opinion, is probably the finest food, bar none, that I have ever discovered. It, number 1, contains 100% of the 90 nutrients the body cannot produce for itself, from the cleanest sources in the world. And number 2, it has its own delivery system of live enzymes, which help deliver the nutrients to the body. And number 3, it's low sugar, low lactose, so everybody benefits from it. What the IsaLean Shake does is not only feed the body all the nutrients it needs, but it helps get it in. A lot of programs out there have a good nutrient base, but they leave out a delivery system. John did not. We also see the marvel of pounds and inches melting off because it's low calorie. It's a literal meal with only 250 calories in it. But it supports lean body tissue. It supports muscle. Very quickly, my own nephew, who had a very devastating experience at age 19, by the time he was 24, weighed 475 pounds. My son Jonathan helped him get on the program. For 6 months, he followed the program precisely, along with my son, who only weighed 155 pounds. The two of them lived on the IsaLean Shakes twice a day, plus a good third meal, and exercised and cleansed at least once a week. And in doing so, my nephew dropped 143 pounds in 6 months. 143 pounds on the scale. But when he got to the doctor's office, and the doctor measured his fat ratio versus his lean body ratio, he had gained 52 pounds during the same 6 months of muscle mass. And the doctor said, I've never seen a program where you can lose fat mass at the same time build muscle mass. That's the genius of the IsaLean Shake. That is just how good that is. The third pillar we're going to talk about is the product that we need in the United States right now, which is to benefit anyone with stress in their lives. And people ask me, well, I'm not sure I have stress. And I say, are you married? And they say, well, yes. I says, well, you have stress. Do you have children? Yes. Well, you have more stress. Do you have grandkids? Even more. Okay, so we all live in the real world, and stress abounds. The genius of the Ionic Supreme to address through the finest herbs, they're called superior plants, okay? Meaning that ounce for ounce they have more nutritional density than any other form of plant on the planet, rich in the nutrients needed by the body to regenerate and rebuild and really handle stress. Well, this product is loaded with over 101 active ingredients that are specific. They're called adaptogens that go to the high stress points of the body, whether that's physical or mental. An incredible product in and of itself. If you compared this juice product of 1 ounce a day to any other juice company out there, our 1 ounce has more in it. Check this. More in it than if you combined all of the other juice companies' products combined and took a bottle of their products versus 1 ounce of ours. It is that powerful and that good. So then we move to the fourth pillar. Fourth pillar being the Ageless Essentials. The Ageless Essentials, in my opinion, is the rest of the story for us to slow down the aging process and be healthy for an additional 10 to 20 years. The Ageless Essentials have 3 or 4 major components. Ageless Actives. Ageless Actives, which are incredibly healthy as antioxidants, and we need to understand oxidative stress prematurely breaks down our cells, and we have over 100 trillion cells. Imagine slowing down the breakdown. Now, when we talk about oxidation, another word for oxidation is rusting, and that's literally what the cells do from the inside out, from these oxygen-free radicals that are damaging our cells prematurely, and even creating rogue cells that grow up to be harmful and deadly killers in our body called cancer. So if we can slow down the oxidative stress, which our products are built to do, better than any product I've ever seen, that immediately helps. Then if we can regenerate healthier cells within the cell themselves, the Ageless Actives has the CoQ10, coenzyme Q10. Oh my gosh, what it does for the individual cell itself is allow the electrical system, it's like putting new spark plugs in 100 trillion cells at the same time. Your own body creates CoQ10. Starting at age 30, you start to decrease at the rate of about 1 to 2% per year. So when you reach 63 of what I'm at, I'm producing half as much as I used to, and it's no wonder my body doesn't respond the way it did at 30. Well, you put the Ageless Actives in there, and suddenly you start seeing and feeling the difference. It's also loaded with resveratrol, which is incredibly good for our telomeres, as well as the whole cardio system. It's loaded with vitamin D3. D3 is the most essential vitamin that the body has to have in order to accept and utilize calcium. Calcium being the most utilized of all minerals. The body cannot absorb it, can't break it down, can't bring it into the body without vitamin D3. In the Ageless Active capsule, you have the equivalent of 4 hours of pure sunshine. Okay, so suddenly we can uptake our calcium as needed. Then we go to the essentials for men and women, which are very gender specific, particularly in the reproductive areas, the hormone balance areas. Incredible product all by itself. The Iso-Omega, the perfect balance of omega-3 to omega-6. And if you want to look something up on Google, look how important it is to have the correct balance of those two. We've got the cleanest sources of the fish oil for our omega-3 from the North Sea. We've got the best sources of the omega-6, 9, and the others from borage oil, from primrose, and from flaxseed. All the very best sources. Then last, number 4, our sea light, our vitamin C. Everybody knows that your immune system is what defends you from colds, flus, pneumonia, and all kinds of diseases. Well, the immune soldiers, of which you can build up to 20 trillion, 1/5 of your entire body can be immune soldiers to protect you from colds, flus, pneumonia, and even cancer. Interesting, the vitamin C are the bullets for your soldiers. And this has got 3 sources of the best vitamin C in the world. Then on to pillar number 5. Product B just put us in a brand new category as a health company, as a company with a product that every other company in the world is going to be envious of. And our company has so much confidence, they have just turned over all 5 pillars to the University of Illinois to have it completely reviewed and written up. They're going to do the full clinicals at the gold standard, which means it's going to be written up in medical journals as well as scientific journals. No one is brave enough to do that unless you know the results before you start. And John Anderson, Jim Coover, and the other scientific team, Dr. Joe and all of them, already know. They've already seen their own personal results sufficient enough to know that when the university studies are over, Katie barred the door, because everybody in the world wants to feel and look younger. And our telomere support product is superior to anything that's ever been put together on the face of the earth up to now, according to Dr. Bill Andrews, and I personally believe him because I'm watching the reaction of what product B does when added to the body. He said, the world as we know it and aging as we know it is completely changing up due to John Anderson's genius and the putting together of product B. Now, you do not want to put product B into a body that has not been cleansed. Why would you pile good nutrition on top of a garbage dump? The cleansing is essential. Second, you don't want to put product B into a body that is not well nourished, so you need pillar number 2, the protein shake. You do not want to put product B into a body that's overstressed, so you need pillar number 3, the Isagenix Supreme. You don't want to put product B into a body that has high oxidative stress and not healthy cells, so you need pillar number 4, the Ageless Essentials. And then you combine that after you've cleansed the impurities out. And by the way, why do most diets fail? Because they never cleanse the body of the impurities. The body will rebound to protect you by building more fat cells to take care of all the toxicity that's built up in a skinny body, and you'll rebound right back to your former weight and then some. That's where Isagenix is so different. We know that by cleansing the body first, there's your number 1 key. Removing the impurities and improving the environment where we live, your chances of not only losing weight correctly and more healthily, of it rebounding, diminish. That's why we have people like my nephew who's lost now. Think about this. He gained 52 pounds while losing 143 pounds on the scale. He gained 52 pounds during the same time of lean body. The doctor added that up and said, Ryan, in a 6-month period, you've basically lost nearly 200 pounds of fat mass. How did it do it? Well, you're looking at the picture right now of how he did it. He cleansed out his entire body so that the fat that he burned didn't need to return. That's why the Isagenix Cleanse for Life, why these products are so unique and different. We clean the environment of the body, then we flood it with the best building blocks on the planet. We target the digestive system and the immune system particularly to help them become as healthy and strong as they can be, because then the rest of the body is protected and it can thrive. So our Isagenix products, in my opinion, have no peer. There is nothing like this on the planet. Other companies are going to come along and try to copy us, but they don't have John Anderson. The place to get started is right here with the most popular and best priced program called the 30-Day. Why? Because it has the ability to start slow for those people who have been on poor diets, who've been on yo-yo diets, who have been on a lot of medication. You've got enough Cleanse for Life here to cleanse 4 times during the month, once a week. You're going to replace 2 of your meals each day with a superfood of the IsaLean Shake. You've got the Want More Energy to get you through even on a cleanse day with enough energy to stay at work. You've got the program built in for immediate success. That's probably what attracted me more than any single thing that Isagenix does, is that people who go on the products see an effect that is positive within the first 72 hours, the first 3 days. They're waking up with mental clarity that they haven't had. They're sleeping deeper. They're seeing pounds and inches melt off. So the 30-day program, in my opinion, is a perfect place to start. And then you add the pillar number 4 and pillar number 5, which are your Ageless Essentials, and especially when you get your Ageless Essentials, now you can buy it with pillar number 5 included, which is product B. Another thing to consider, when people ask me how much Isagenix I use, I say Isagenix has become my staple. I go to the grocery store for my supplements. So how many products does Isagenix have? Well, they've got all of the other additional products that we need, and we can shop at our own store to give us variety, to give us something that we can enjoy, such as the fiber cookie, such as added calcium, such as those super dark chocolates, and now the milk chocolates, Isadelight. There is nothing like our store. I hope you are experimenting and experiencing the Fiber Pro. which for a person with a digestive challenge, they need to have a scoop of that in every shake. Oh my gosh, probiotic and prebiotic, more fiber, everything that the gut needs. The IsaPro to help even better with when you end up on a plateau of weight loss. You need to really build up the thyroid and adrenal glands as well as the immune system. Adding that extra half a scoop or a full scoop of IsaPro to your shake can do that. The IsaMune and all of that. We've got the alternative when you're on the road. We've got the little IsaLean bars. We've got the IsaKids. You want to impress a doctor? Hand him a bottle of the IsaKids and have him look at the ingredient list. There's no place on the planet where you can find a child supplement that does not have a childproof lid. It does not say, call the doctor if taking more than 3, or poison control, because these are not toxic, and yet it has all 12 of the most essential vitamins and minerals for our little kids. Incredible product that they enjoy. With that, I turn it back to you, Jay, because the products do the work. What do we see when our friends go on the product?
Oh, Jim, phenomenal. Folks, I mean, that was the best overview I've heard in a long time. Thank you, Jim. 5 pillars there, everything that your body needs. And it's really, what I love, Jim, it's all about the results. It's all about the results. So what we're going to do here, I'm going to share with you clients of mine. This is a gentleman that I've known for 30 years, Dan. He's in Orange County, California. He started at 230, and then he went to 175. I want you to see the difference. The funny story is his friends at work thought, hey, Dan, what's wrong with you? You look sick, because he'd lost so much weight. But really, think about it. He was 50 pounds overweight, and he got down to his normal, what should be his normal weight at 175, and everybody thought he was sick. He's actually healthier than ever, and he's running now half marathons and marathons, and he even couldn't walk around the block before. So changed his life completely. We've got a gal named Lori here in Orange County, another client of mine, size 16. She started, then she went down to a size 10, then she went down to a size 6, then she went down to a size 02. Look at the difference there, folks. And what I love about this is that this is what people are looking for. They want these kind of results. And so here's Dr. Ken Simpson, who's a chiropractor. He lost 105 pounds, 112 inches. That's amazing, 112 inches. So it means that he was losing body fat and gaining muscle. He lost 17 inches off his waist. This is in 5.5 months. So if people just put this in their body, they become a walking, talking billboard. And of course, Kim Olson, who's lost now over 150 pounds, and she's maintained it for, I think, like 8-9 years now. We've got Peter Oelmann. He's maintained this now for almost 10 years and got tremendous results in the first 33 days and just maintained it now for almost 10 years. So this is what we're talking about with this type of a program. We've got walking, talking billboards. That's what you're creating in this program. Now, I have a gentleman that I want you to meet, because this part of the business, number one, using the products, is simple to do. This is easy to do. All you need to do is just use the products. But you create this result, you create walking, talking billboards, and it will affect your business if you do that. So I have Glenn Barfield out in Georgia, and we just met here within the last week, and he's doing, I just want you to hear his story, because he's a walking, talking billboard. Glenn, are you there?
I'm here, Jay.
Love to hear your story, buddy.
Well, thank you for having me this morning. It's been an amazing journey for me. I started this product actually for my wife, Carolyn. She has a severe herniated disc that she hurt her back in October, and my upline sponsor, Tim Pfeiffer, had been contacting me. He'd been working on me for about a month, and I kept trying to avoid his calls, and I couldn't avoid him after he just kept being so persistent. So he was telling me about how his back was feeling better and blah blah blah, having lost weight. And I said, well, I've got to try this for my wife. I mean, she's in such pain. She was bedridden for a little over a month, and just in terrible shape. And she got the product, and she began using it. And unfortunately, she wasn't using it the way it was supposed to have been used. She wasn't following the program like it was supposed to have been used. But she nevertheless, she lost 12 pounds. But she wasn't feeling any better, and she still had some product left over. And Tim called me, I guess it was about the third weekend, and he said, how is your wife doing? I said, she's not doing real good, Tim. I said, she's just in a lot of pain. I said, it's kind of difficult to judge whether or not this stuff has had any kind of effect on her because she's constantly on pain medication, and she just, it's just not a good gauge as to what's going on here. And he said, you got your 30 days to send this back. I said, well, I said, I don't feel like it's the product that's the problem. I said, I hate to send a product back that's working. Obviously, she's lost weight. And, I said, I need to lose some weight. I said, I'm going to just stay on the auto ship, and we're going to get another 30-day order, and I'll try it. And so when it came in, I started my journey. It was on 2 days before Christmas. And after the first week of it, I took my measurements, and I weighed myself. I had not lost much weight when I first did it, and I had hardly lost any inches of any measurable significance to me. And I was really a little bit discouraged after the first week, and I was taking my measurements, actually. And after I got about halfway through the measurements, I threw the tape measure down. I said, man, I'm going hungry. I said, I'm not getting anywhere. I said, this is ridiculous, but I'm going to stay on this program. And I guess it was about 3 weeks in that I really began to see a difference in the way my clothes were fitting. I was measuring or weighing myself every day, so I was seeing weight coming off. But like I said, by the third week, I began to see a measurable difference. And we had our 30th high school reunion on the 28th of January, so it was just a little bit in after a month in on the program. And I felt like I looked like $1 million because I was down, all of a sudden, I was down 26 pounds after just over 30 days. I met with my lifelong best friend, and he saw me, and he was like, man, what in the world are you doing? And I just began to share with him about this product. And at this time, I had no interest, really, in developing a business. I enjoy what I do. I feel like I got the best job in the world, and I didn't need the additional income, and I've been in network marketing companies before, and I've like most everybody else, I've seen all the failures that come along. But I sat there and I began to share with him what I was doing, and he didn't show really any interest at that point in this. I wasn't really trying to sell him on it anyway. I was just telling him how good I felt, and he just commented on how good I looked. So I go to my reunion, and I felt like $1 million. Like I said, I'm trim. I've got new clothes on. For the first time, I'm down into 34s at that time. I've been wearing tight 38s and almost having to go to 40s. And after 60 days, I've reached my weight loss goal from 211 to 175. Actually, I'm sorry, I actually weighed 173. My goal was 175, and I'm now wearing 32-inch waist pants. I feel amazing. I can't tell you how great it makes me feel to know that when people see me, they take a second look and go, man, what are you doing? And I'm just telling them, I said, I started this weight loss nutrition program, and I said, you see the results. And like you said, Jay, I'm a walking, talking billboard. And through that, after the 60-day program, I began to start sharing this product with other people as a business. And in just about 3 weeks now, I think I personally sponsored 8 people. I've got 4 or 5 people that are on the hook, ready to sign up this weekend, I believe. I've just got to get back with them. And it's amazing. And everywhere that I go, someone comments about the weight loss that I've had. And it's a great feeling, man. It's just a great feeling.
Great job, Glenn. That is awesome. And I want you to hear that, everybody. He wasn't going to do the business. He's got 8 people he personally enrolled. He's going to probably bring in another 3 or 4 this weekend, and he's kicking off into a business. That, folks, is the business in a nutshell. Thank you, Glenn, for sharing that. So if you can get number 1 down, where you're using the products, and you can get your people using the products, and you get them, getting the best results they can, your business is going to take off, as simple as that is. So once you've got your story, see, Glenn's got his story now. Glenn's got his story, and he can share that story now with everybody he meets. And remember, we've got isaproduct.com. When people ask you questions on the product or want to know more, refer them to isaproduct.com. And you've got a video on the 30-day system or whatever the different systems are. You've also got $200,000 in cash and prizes, for people just to register with the IsaBody Challenge. I'd encourage everybody to register an IsaBody Challenge because you have free drawings. And you create a support team. One of the keys is following up with people. Is really, one of the fortunes is in the follow-up. How you work with people and you follow up with them. So number one is using the products. Then number two here is now we got to get out there and talk to people. Glenn now got on the products, got the results. He's now talking to people and he's kicking into gear, getting people started and helping them get people started. So now the second part is just getting out there, talking to people, sharing your story, sharing the Isagenix story. I want everybody to know that I'm telling people, everybody that I talk to, I go, listen, this company's 10 years old now. It's done over 1.5 billion. From last year to this year, we've grown 30% in 1 year, from month to month, or from year to year. On the same month, we're going over 30% in our domestic market. Our international markets are growing, and we're going to $1 billion a year. You need to take a look at this now before it's down the road at $1 billion. You want to get started now. We only did 276 million last year. We're going to hit about 350 million this year. So I talk from that kind of an angle. You got to get involved in this opportunity here. So however you do it, you want to make sure you're getting a look. One of the key things in this type of business is not that everybody signs up and not that everybody gets involved. The issue on our daily method of operation is how many good looks did I get today? How many people did I get to look at this opportunity, to look at this product line, to look at this business today? So if I get committed to like 2 looks a day or 3 looks a day or 1 look a day or whatever, it has a multiplying effect over time. I mean, if you had 1 look a day in a year, that's 365 looks, right? If you do 1 look every 2 days, you're looking at half of that, which is what's that about? 175 or whatever it is. 180, be about 180 looks. So if you get the looks over the next year, you're going to score 1 or 2 key people. Now, one of the things that I'm really clear on, this is a people business, and not everybody is designed for being in a people business. I'll just tell you, this isn't for everybody. Some people, I'll never forget, I did a meeting, and the guy said, I loved everything, the company, the product, your compensation plan. He goes, the only problem is I hate people. And I said, then this isn't going to work for you. Okay? You got to love people. You got to really make a difference in people's lives. This is a people business. One book I highly recommend for anybody in this industry is How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. The biggest challenge you're ever going to have is how you handle people. How you handle people. So How to Win Friends and Influence People, critical book. You want to be able to read that kind of information and make those changes. Okay? The other thing about talking to people that has to be duplicatable is making a list. As simple as that sounds, it's that direction that you want to have in your business. You're like a heat-seeking missile where you're making the list the primary issue. Now, Kathy Coover talks about the top 10 list, and this is very duplicatable with everybody you're bringing in. So let's say that you had 5 new people, and you got a list of just 10 names with those people. Well, 5 times 10 is 50 new people that you're going to be able to talk to. That's the power of network marketing. It's really that simple. So you've got to get your people putting a list together. Now, one of the things that we're going to ask people, whether they're a product user or they are coming in for the business, is kind of what category are you? Would you like to, number 1, pay for your product? Would you like to, number 2, make an extra $500 to $1,500 a month? Or would you like to, number 3, make the bigger money, $2,000, $5,000, $10,000 a month or more? You see? So what category are you in? But no matter what, we're going to get those referrals to help them get that kind of income. So you're going to make the list, you're going to get the list, and then you start to call that list. In that process, you're always asking for referrals. In this business, as people get results, you're asking for referrals, and you're working with those referrals. And in this flow, you want to take the easy business. This is a real critical concept. There's too much easy business to get stuck on what I call the hard business. In other words, if someone's not coachable, if they're not teachable, if they don't return your phone calls, if they don't really care, then don't force it with them. Flow with the easy business. And one of the things that I've learned to do is and it's taken me years and years to learn, but I take the easy business and I flow with that easy business and I work with that easy business. Let the hard business go, because it's a waste of time and it's slowing you down. Go get new business and go get easy business and flow with that. Those are some concepts in terms of talking to people. Now, folks, we got all the trends in our direction. We've got all the trends. We've got the wellness trends, and Jim Rhodes just did an incredible job talking about our program. And when you talk about Product B is insane in terms of what you can do in the marketplace with that. And that's going to keep building on itself as the years progress. But we have the product line that meets the needs of an aging population. The internet is speeding everything up. It's helping us within our home-based business, and especially in network marketing. We are so well positioned for all the trends. And I'll tell you, it's now as easy as the click of a mouse. The click of a mouse. And ba-boom, you're getting exposures on the opportunity, the products, the business. What the internet has done to network marketing is changed the game. So all those trends are in our favor, folks. And people are they're looking for an opportunity. They're looking for a legitimate opportunity. You don't want to get into a program that's going to fall apart. If you want residual income, you need something that's going to be here 5 years from today, 10 years from today, 20 years from today, 50 years from today, something that you can pass to your children. Okay? After all the hard work is done, you could pass this business on to your children. That's what we're talking about here. This is very special. And so one of the concepts that woke me up 28 years ago was the concept of geometric progression. And if you ask all the big money earners in network marketing, I'm not just talking Isagenix, I'm talking in the industry now, they're going to talk to you about geometric progression because they understand it and they believe it and they implement it. Now you can go with a 2x2 concept and that's great. You can go with a 5x5 concept and you can go by a 10x10. It doesn't matter. You find your own goals, your own dreams, what you want to get. But what you've got to get, though, is this concept of geometric progression, that this works. Now, I think in terms of a 10x10. Okay, I've been around the industry long enough that I think in terms of 10x10. And look at this. 10 who get 10 is 100. 100 who get 10 is 1,000. 1,000 who get 10 is 10,000. And it started with 10. Okay? Now, you can do that with 5. You can do that with 2. You can do it with 3. But this is what you need to be looking at. So duplicating executives is actually a very smart thing, not just duplicating consultants, okay? So just get that concept there. Every time people use the products, every time they share it, you're getting a piece of that volume. You're getting paid on that volume, okay? Now, number one to make this comp plan work is everybody gets on AutoShip. The big thing about AutoShip is it's going to hold the volume. That's the biggest thing that you want to look at, is that when you sign up, you're holding volume because you're building down 2 teams and you want everybody to get credited for their volume. So AutoShip is a critical key. Getting to consultant, you'll get a $50 bonus. Every time you enroll consultants and you develop a consultant, you make a $100 bonus. Every time you get to an executive, within 6 months, you get a $1,000 bonus. Now, the goal after you get to the goal is going to a consultant, one on the left, one on the right. Then after that, it's developing consultants to get to executive. And that would be 5 consultants on your left team, 5 consultants on your right team. That's really the goal of anybody who's serious in this business, if they want to really leapfrog their income, is getting to the executive level. Every person you bring in, you make $100, that's $1,000 bringing in those new consultants, and then you get a $1,000 bonus, and it's over $2,000 getting to that executive position, okay? Then we're not even talking about the cycles. We've got 2 things on the front end that you want to focus in. The double product introductory bonuses. Every time you sell a package, it could be a 30-day system, it could be a President's Pack, it could be the President's Pack now that is a Product B President's Pack. We actually have a new pack that a lot of you probably are not aware of, but we have a lot of people marketing product B on the front end. We have five bottles of product B that now it's 310, and I don't know the exact numbers here, but it's around 310, but it's got a $25 PIB now. And so when you market 2 packages in a week, they will double your PIBs, double your product introductory bonuses. So the double PIB and then the rank advancements. So you've got all these different packs, the 30-day pack, the 30-day with Ageless Essentials, the kosher, the President's Pack, the Product B President's Pack, Pillars of Health, Total Health and Longevity, all these different packs now, and now we got the 5 bottles of Product B. All of them have a PIB. All of those packs have a PIB, and this is what speeds everything up. And you can double those when you do 2 within a calendar week. So here's an example. You get 2 people on auto ship with a 30-day system. Normally it would be a 25 PIB. They'll double that to 50. 50 times 2 is $100. Okay? Now, if you get 2 people to consultant that week, $100 on each consultant times 2, that's $200. Right there is $300 front-end bonuses. If you multiply that over 4 weeks, that's $1,200 in a month if you duplicate that week to week to week. And on the front end of your business, this is what you need to be looking at. Now, as you do that, you're going to be kicking into the team cycles, and we're going to talk about team cycles. But just a side note here, anybody who's serious about leapfrogging their check, you want to get to the executive level, and we talked about 5 consultants on the left, 5 on the right, and then you want to get to 10 cycles a week, and then you start getting into the bonus pools. We have $400,000 a month, which is $8 million a year, going into our bonus pools. And I'm telling you, everybody that's on this webinar, I know you're serious, and you would not be on this webinar unless you're serious. Make a goal to get into the bonus pools. Make a goal to get into these bonus pools, okay? Now, the bonus pools are amazing. These are some examples of incomes for different people. But whether it's an extra $1,000, $3,000, $5,000 a month, or whether it's $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 a month, get into the bonus pools. Again, executive and 10 cycles a week is the beginning point in getting those bonus pools. Now, the main component of this comp plan is our team cycles. And everything revolves around this. And I talked to Glenn, who shared his story right now, and Glenn's just getting started. And I said, Glenn, it's great that you're enrolling now 8 associates, and you're going to bring on 3 or 4 new ones this weekend. The most critical thing right now is you get those people to the consultant level. And I want everybody, if I don't get across anything on this comp plan, this is what I want to get across. Get your people to consultant and get your people paid. If you get your people to consultant and get them paid, it's very difficult to quit when you're getting a paycheck. I have a lot of people that are having to do 100 BV on their own for their own consumption, for their own health, and they have to have one on their left doing 100 BV and one on their right doing 100 BV to get paid. And it list together of 5 to 10 names right now, and let's get those people to take a look. And you help them get their one on the left, you help them get their one on the right, and whammo, they're getting a check. Okay? So consultant is the big key. Now, as you develop the 600 volume on the one team, 300 volume on the other team, you produce a $54 commission cycle. So you've got all these front-end bonuses now. You get the double PIBs, you get rank advancement bonuses, getting people to consultant, and then on top of those volumes, you're getting the residual team bonuses. And this is exactly how it works. And all the volume is accumulated to get paid the cycles. It's very, very exciting. And it goes unlimited depth. So let's say you had 1,000 volume on one side and other people are coming in that are being brought by other people. You had 450 on one side, 600 is needed on one team, and there's 400 left over. 300 is needed on the other team, and in this case, you would have, actually you'd have 150 left over. This is a misprint, by the way. You'd have 150 left over, okay? Which means if you had 400 on the left held over and 150 on the right, you would only need 200 on the left and another 150 on the right to get the next cycle, you see? And this will pay up to 250 cycles per week. And I got to tell you, it's a beautiful thing when you max out. It's a great thing. That's $13,500 a week, $54,000 a month, $702,000 a year. And by the way, that needs to be a mantra for many of you on this line. $13,500 a week, $54,000 a month, $702,000 a year on team cycles on a residual basis. There's nothing better than residual. Now, we talked about the $100 for every consultant. We talked about $1,000 when you get to executive level. When you get to 1-star, you get a $1,000 bonus. That's 10 cycles. 2-star, a $2,000 bonus. That's 20 cycles. 3-star is 40 cycles, and that's a $3,000 bonus. Every time you move up the ladder, you're getting a cash bonus. At 3-star, you're a 6-figure plus earner at a 3-star position. Okay? Now, we talked about the pools, and they're very exciting. I think last year I made just shy of $100,000 in pools. I call it my tip money. Very, very exciting stuff. Understand this. There's time invested on the front end. Most people are not willing to sacrifice here on the front end for the back end payout. There's a lot of effort. There's a lot of time. There's a lot of whatever you want to call it on the front end. And I'm going to call it sacrifice to create the back end that you want, that residual income. And so if you're willing to put the time in, and we call it the 2 to 5 year plan in this industry. It takes 2 to 5 years to build a successful business in network marketing. You're going to have to say 2 to 5 years. But if you invest those 2 to 5 years, you will have that back end residual. Okay? And I just want you to know that a lot of times people look at this from a 2-week paycheck mentality. That's not what this is. This is a business that takes time and effort to build. If you want geometric progression to work for you, you've got to give it time to develop that geometric progression. Okay? So 10 times 10 is only 100, but 100 times 10 is 1,000. And then 1,000 times 10 is 10,000. Well, that takes time to develop those geometric progression, and it takes time to develop that type of a business. Okay? Now, we have 64 millionaires. This is just a sampling of them, but we have 64 millionaires. I love this because same company, same product, same marketing plan, and it's not about everybody hitting a millionaire. What it's about is that whoever the person that's getting involved, if they want to make an extra $500 to $1,500 a month, it can be done here. They want to make an extra $2,000, $3,000 a month, it can be done here. They want to make an extra $5,000 to $10,000 a month, it can be done here. If you have a dream of changing your entire life on a financial level, it can be done here. If people have done it before you, then you can do it too. The market is so huge that anybody here can do it. All right, now, number 1 is using the products. Number 2 is talking to people. And then number 3 is using the tools. Now, this is really going to be more business building right now, okay? And I want you to know that it's very critical that someone learns how to use the tools because it can speed everything up. And we've got a very simple game plan here. We've got a telecommuting system, and we've got what we call an event system. And it's through these exposures that you're able to build this business. And so one of the things that I love about the telecommuting side of this is that really with a phone and with a computer, you are in business for yourself, and you can literally build an empire with just a phone and computer. Now, we have many different things that we do, and I'm going to keep it very, very simple here. I'm not going to get into all the details with every single step here, but let me just say about the videos that we have. Have your list in front of you and have a goal that you're going to connect with people on the phone, that you're going to initiate those calls and you're going to connect with people and just say, hi, how you doing, what's going on. Keep it short and simple, that initial call, so that you can do number 2, which is set the appointments. And I want you to realize that that is the critical key in this type of business. The one negative of network marketing is that someone could call someone and spend an hour talking about something endlessly and really waste that person's time. You've got to appreciate people's time, and what you want to do is you want to go, Mary, I've got something I'm very excited about. When do you have 10, 15 minutes where you could be in front of your computer and I could show you something that I believe is life-changing? And she says, you know what, give me a call here tonight. We'll call her that evening and then take her to the website. IsaMovie is our lead website, and walk her to a video that would actually make sense for her, dependent on maybe she's looking at weight loss, maybe she's looking at anti-aging, maybe she's looking at creating income, but pick the right video for that person. You see, now you know they're taking a good look, now you know that they're watching the video, and then after that, once you've gotten to the video, it's about immediately following up. So you take them to IsaMovie, you get them to click on a video, maybe it's Are You Toxic? They watch the video, and then you call them back. You're making other phone calls, and then you immediately call them back, and you're there to answer their questions. So if you take the personal touch and you leverage the tool, the video, to do the work, but then you bring the personal touch back into it where you call them back and you're there to answer their questions, it's very, very powerful. Now, this is where a 3-way call could actually be another tool that's very effective, and that's on the follow-up. You get people to watch the videos, and then on your follow-up, you bring on someone who is a partner of yours or an upline of yours, and it can have a very big impact. And I hope I have this gentleman on the line. His name is Jeremy Hamilton. Jeremy, are you on? Okay, he's not on the line. Okay. What I wanted to do was I was going to have him share on 3-way calls, and I might even just do this, and that's get him on a 3-way call right now. And just for fun, I want you to see me doing a 3-way call. So right now I'm going to call Jeremy, and if he picks up, great, and if he doesn't, we don't need to worry about it. Here we go. Okay, let's see if he comes on here. Okay. All right, this is a 3-way call, and sometimes it all works, and then sometimes it doesn't. Okay. All right. All right, so you get the point. The 3-way call is that simple. I was on this one line. I 3-wayed over to him. And what I would do on a 3-way call is when you get people to watch a video, what you want to do is then bring on a third-party person to be partnering up with you, answering their questions, especially if you're new. Leverage an upline that really knows the company, really knows the product, really knows the business, and let them share their story. Has an incredible impact on that new person. And it helps you, if you're brand new, it gives you that support that you need to get those people the information and to get them signed up. So we've got the 3-step system that I just shared, getting them people to the videos. We've got 3-way calls where we're utilizing a partner or an upline to help us with those new people. We're using conference calls. Right now we've got a conference call tied into our webinar at the same time. Look at, we've got 83 people on our webinar, folks. This is powerful. And we're all connected by computer, and we're also connected by conference call. Some people are on a conference call right now, and they're plugged into this webinar listening. They're not watching the slides, but they're listening. Okay? And then, of course, we've got the video training in our back office. And that specific website is isagenixbusiness.com. So this webinar, think about it. I know it's about a 1-hour webinar here, but think about it. You didn't have to spend 8 hours going to a hotel meeting. You were able to do this from the comfort of your home or your cell phone or on a laptop, and you basically got what I call hotel information, okay? And this is powerful about our telecommuting system. Now, to wrap it up, after you start getting these people in through this telecommuting system, you're getting them started on the taking a look at the videos, they're getting on conference calls, they're going to webinars, they're getting exposed. You then want to push that to events. Our business revolves around events. It really, really does. It's so critical to have that face-to-face, what I call belly-to-belly experience, where people get the vision and get the bigger picture. And I want to go back here to Charlene Henley, because she has been a master here of really plugging into events. So Charlene, real quick, share with us how you're using events.
Okay, Jay, can you hear me?
Sure can.
Yes, and I really want to say, Jay, I am a firm believer in events, that once you start recruiting and building your organization, it is so important to get your new recruits and your business partners to stay plugged in to events, because they really actually do build your business. It's a great way to jumpstart your business, and you'll find that when you center what you do around events, it'll create excitement amongst the team. It creates energy, and you'll find that you'll get a lot of momentum going from your team if you can keep them plugged into an event. You were here probably about 3 weeks ago when we hosted the Southeast Regional Conference, and what we did prior to that is that what we did, we promoted the event. We got out, we talked to people, and we tried to do everything that we could to get them in that room, because we know that events inspire and empower people to want to get involved with the company. So for the conference, we had about 350 people. I had some business partners there. Some of my partners had people there. And when they walked out of that room, Jay, people had some nuggets. They had some valuable strategies that they could take away from the event. So I'm a firm believer that if there are corporate events that are taking place in your area, or regional events that are taking place in your area, get your people there. One of the other event systems that I like to use, I'm a one-on-one kind of person. If I run into somebody and they're talking about their health, or they're talking about weight loss, I do a lot of listening. And I listen to people carefully, and I try to hear what it is that they want to achieve. And so I talk to people one-on-one. I had a guy in my office the other day. He came as a motivational speaker to speak to my students. He just happened to be an NFL athlete. And so anyway, so I took that leap of faith when he started talking about his vision and what he wanted to do for athletes. He wanted to help them to, when they come off of the active, field of playing professional ball, he said the first thing that happens is that they gain weight. And he said, I want a proven system that I can put these athletes on that will help them to manage their weight. And so, Jay, I utilized that. So I did a one-on-one with him. We got him into the system, gave him those fiber bars, and he said, Charlie, I'm fired up about this business. He got his 30-day kit, and he said, I'm loving the shakes. He says, I am ready to get started. So events, company-sponsored corporate events, use the one-on-one. We also utilize, Jay, the home parties. We've got an event coming up here in Atlanta on March 17th. So what we want to do, we want to do some smaller events to build up and create that excitement and that momentum for the March 17th meeting. So we've decided every Thursday up until that time, we're going to have a home party. So the home party is a more intimate way for us to be able to invite, our warm market, get them in, let them see a business presentation, let them see the displays of the product, and also give them a chance to be able to sample the product. So those are really the three events, Jay, that I use constantly. And when we came out of that Southeast Regional Conference, man, Herb and Patty Cepeda was there, you were there, Joe Malooly, Jimmy Kathy Cooper. When you get that kind of experience in a room and you hear the trained leaders, those who have gotten the proven results and success in their business, when you get all of that momentum in a room, it is contagious. your business. So I'm a firm believer in events, Jay. Back to you.
Oh, Charlene, so well done. Folks, I mean, this is what I call a complete training dealing with the basics. Number one, we talked about using the products and really making that the focus here and getting your people using the products. We talked about number two, talking to people, putting your list together. Getting people to the consultant level is the most critical thing that you can do in this business. You get paid developing consultants. And then number three, using the tools, the telecommuting tool and the event tool. Now, folks, after a meeting like this, a training like this, you need to take action. You need to find something that got your hot button and you need to put it into action. That's a critical key here, not just information, but the power is in taking action with that. What is your burning desire? Get some clarity there, and then apply one or two key things that you got from this webinar. Kick yourself into gear here this weekend. Take advantage of what some of the things that we've shared and make it happen. Make the calls. Get after it. Talk to people. Get them in front of the videos. Set home parties up within your organization. Walk your people through their back office. Okay? Get connected on some three-way calls. Build out your next week where you're committed to a couple of webinars during the week. Okay? Implement a strategy that's going to work for you either part-time or full-time where you can start hitting your goals. Our convention here is in about 5 months. It's only 5 months away now. Okay? You need to get some clarity. Where do you want to be by convention? That's going to be our 10th year anniversary, and you need to ask yourself where you're going to be by convention here in August. So I want to thank everybody here for sharing. Jim Rhodes, Charlene Henley, Glenn Barfield. I know Jeremy Hamilton was going to be on, but he got stuck probably on the another line here. But I just want to thank everybody for joining us. Have a super weekend. Make it productive. God bless everybody. Bye-bye.